He got blocked by NASCAR and somehow came out bigger than ever. That's not normal. That's a power shift. Because just days after being denied a shot at Talladega, Cletus McFarland didn't slow down. He leveled up in a way that could change his entire future in racing. Cletus McFarland was not cleared to race the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series event at Talladega Superspeedway on April 25th. NASCAR cited experience and safety concerns. They want to see more progression before allowing him on superspeedways. At the same time, he's been active on track. He finished 4th in an ARCA East race at Rockingham, then placed 32nd in his O'Reilly Series debut after a chaotic race but still finished, and then came the twist. Right after that setback, he signed a multi-year partnership with Polaris Inc. No official dollar figure, but industry buzz suggests it's a major deal. Cletus isn't the traditional driver climbing the ladder quietly. He built his name through YouTube burnouts, bills, and raw motorsports energy. By 2026, he's sitting on millions of subscribers and one of the most engaged fan bases in racing culture. That matters, because NASCAR is trying to balance two things at once: growth and control. On one side, they see a massive audience that Cletus brings. On the other, they're responsible for safety, especially at high-speed tracks like Talladega, so they hit pause. But here's the tension: fans don't see it that way. They see established drivers making mistakes every weekend, spinning, wrecking, misjudging moves. So when Cletus gets held back after one rough outing, it feels inconsistent. And that's why this situation isn't going away anytime soon. This isn't just about one denied race. This is about leverage. NASCAR is saying, prove more before we move you up. Cletus is responding, I don't need to wait to grow. That Polaris deal changes everything. This isn't a typical sponsorship, it's integration. Polaris isn't just putting a logo on a car, they're embedding into his entire operation. Content, events, facilities, fan experiences. That means Cletus now has something most drivers don't: an independent ecosystem. He owns the Freedom Factory, he runs his own events, he controls his content pipeline, and now he has a major manufacturer backing that entire structure. That's powerful, because it reduces reliance on NASCAR approval. If he can't race one weekend, he still has millions watching his own platform. If NASCAR slows his progression, his business doesn't slow with it. And strategically, that's rare. But there's risk here too. The more independent he becomes, the more complex the relationship with NASCAR gets. Because at some point, the question shifts from, is he ready? To, does he even need us? And that's where things get delicate. For NASCAR, he's valuable but also unconventional. For Cletus, NASCAR is validation but not his only path anymore. That tension is only going to grow. Fans are divided but loud. One side says NASCAR is doing the right thing. Superspeedways are dangerous, experience matters. The other side sees a missed opportunity. They look at rising ratings, bigger audiences, and say this is exactly the kind of energy the sport needs right now. Media voices are starting to frame it as a clash of eras. Traditional development versus modern influence. Old school ladder system versus digital era stardom. And right in the middle of that debate is Cletus. Cletus keeps building momentum. He gains more seat time, earns NASCAR's trust, and eventually gets approved for super speedways. Meanwhile, his Polaris-backed ecosystem explodes. Bigger events, stronger content, deeper fan engagement. He becomes a hybrid success story, part driver, part media powerhouse. The gap widens. NASCAR slows his progression longer than expected. Fans grow frustrated. The narrative turns into gatekeeping. And Cletus leans further into his independent world where he controls everything but loses that direct path into top-tier stock car racing. So here's the real question. Did NASCAR just protect the sport, or accidentally create a star who doesn't need them as much anymore? Because right now, one thing is clear. Cletus McFarland didn't get smaller after that denial. He got bigger. What do you think? Should NASCAR fast-track him or stay cautious? Drop your take below. And for more sharp breakdowns like this every week, subscribe to SportsWire USA.